Join me, Amar Spencer, as I discuss current issues facing our nation.
Against the backdrop.
And I think that speaks volumes to the kind of cooperation that the 10th EDF has enjoyed and that we're striving for across the region within CARICOM itself. And I think that's a fabulous example of what can be accomplished together. We always think about what separates us from each other. But I think if we start to think more in terms of how we can help each other, how we can develop together, we can see the possibilities of a region where quality is a way of life, where people come here because the quality of the region is so high. And we're not just talking about products, we're talking services, we're talking going into a government business and walking out smiling that you've had such an excellent experience because the quality system within that organization is top notch.
And is working.
So how is the program tailored to suit the different types of businesses?
Well, those are some of the fine details that we will be sorting out.
Okay.
But I would say it might be more so to see, if you want to say, to work on the commonalities as opposed to, you know, because there are certain basic principles within the quality management system that you can apply, you know, despite what type of business or organization that you're operating. So the issue is, how do you implement and build out these principles in your operations? And if you want to say, how do you measure it thereafter to say, yes, okay, this is working, this has improved, there's need for improvement in this other area. And so basically, that is the dynamic of how, you know, the application of a quality management system or even quality principles for your operations. That is how it really works, and that is how it should facilitate the continuous improvement, which is in itself a long-standing mantra of quality, right, and of quality development. So that is what, again, another aspect that we expect the process to provide for participants, for persons and entities who engage this program.
Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after a few messages.
Before you move a finger, stop, think, connect. Stop. Before you click on a link, open an attachment, or reveal personal information online. Think. Do all of my devices have active and up-to-date security settings? Then connect, knowing you're helping to make the web safer for you and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
I want to be you. I want to be you for a day.
Yeah, looking for gold?
No.
Stuff.
What we actually doing is doing some surveying here.
They don't want me to do.
Please, really don't want me to. Preferably.
So if you do all this? Yeah.
This is one cutlass, you know what this be? You ever use one before?
Yeah, all right. Me take my bush and go about my business. Me have some for drink when I go home.
I want to be you for a day.
State insurance, 20 pay life policy. State insurance will take care of you and your family. You pay for just 20 years, then you get back a quarter. The rest of the sum insured is for your son or your daughter.
The 20 pay life policy from State Insurance will pay you 25% of the sum insured after just 20 years, with the balance going to your beneficiary.
You'll be completely protected with State Insurance. Secure the unexpected with State Insurance.
State Insurance Corporation, Redcliffe Street, St. John's, Antigua, 481-7800 for your protection and our economy.
Do you need to get in touch with us? We want to make it as easy as possible for you to find the information and help you need. To contact the newsroom, submit press releases, or send a news tip, email abs.news@ab.gov.ag. For information on advertising rates, to book an ad, or request production services, contact abs.sales@ab.gov.ag. To request TV or radio coverage of events, press conferences, request recordings, and archival content, email abstvradio@ab.gov.ag. For information on programs, contacting show producers, and new program submissions, contact programming@ab.gov.ag. If you're still unsure where to send your inquiry, simply email us info.abs@ab.gov.ag. Remember, we welcome your inquiries, feedback, and suggestions.
You're in tune with Against the Backdrop.
Welcome back to Against the Backdrop. We're now joined by Miss Novena Brown, and she's actually the winner of the logo competition. And so I'll let Miss Baptiste speak a little on the competition, and then Novena could speak on what inspired her to design that logo.
Okay, so as we're speaking about the beginnings of our National Quality Awards program, first and foremost, it was decided by our committee that we need to have some sort of icon to identify the program moving forward. And so from mid-January, I think it was the 12th, that we launched the logo competition until the 8th of February. We had the competition and invited persons to present designs for the logo for a prize of $1,000 US.
Oh, nice.
And thankfully, we had entries, and Ms. Brown emerged the winner.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're an artist or somebody who's artistically inclined?
That's true. That's true. Graphic design started as a hobby, more in Microsoft Word Publisher at first, and then after a while I decided to take it seriously and learned Illustrator, Photoshop, and I just do it more in my spare time for now. I'm really an IT support specialist.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So in my spare time, I just do a little bit of graphic designing. I work along with others, like concept branding, doing graphics in the background. I work for Zoom Radio, 95.7, and I do the IT repairs, social media management, and of course the graphics.
The graphics, okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask the tech to pull up that logo once again, and you could just explain to us the concept behind the logo.
Okay. Well, when I came upon the competition, actually on their website, someone directed me to the website for something else, not the competition. And then I saw it, I was like, okay, let me try this. And I read the brief, and I said, okay, what do I want to do? First I said, let me make it simple, but it must convey the message. So the first thing I said, okay, Q for quality and the quality check.
Okay.
So I was going to build it around that. Then while looking at the Q, I was like, oh, it can be turned into a pineapple. Antigua black
Antigua
pine.
black, okay.
So that would make it the Antigua aspect of it. And so I went from there, and then I said, okay, what could make it look more like an award? And I went with the olive wreath, you know, that symbol, the symbol for the Olympic Games. Back then, that was the prize. So I was like, okay, the top prize is, they got an olive wreath, so why not? And that's how it came about.
Okay, interesting. So how many entries were there? Do you remember?
We had approximately 15 entries.
Okay.
Yes.
And across the region, are there typically these type of competitions?
Actually, Guyana, when they launched, did a similar thing. And their winners were also young people. And they have, I think it's a red NQA that's also very lovely. So the creativity that we've seen in people
getting... It's gold with a red background.
Yes. The creativity that we've seen is impressive because in order to come up with a concept like that, you have to understand, you know, what it is that you're trying to portray. And I think Novena did a fantastic job. I love it. And everyone was taking pictures all night of it. So yeah, I think perhaps when some of the other member states begin to launch their awards, they'll be doing similar things. Because one of the things that does is get the public involved in the process. It starts to build awareness from the very beginning, because you're telling people, okay, this is what we're trying to do. So help us come up with a concept that you enjoy seeing over the life of this project. And that's a good initiative, a good stepping stone for awareness as well.
And so have the logos become synonymous in Guyana, for example, where people see that logo and they know it's the Quality Awards?
We're still rolling out that kind of an awareness campaign, because what we do around the Quality Awards is to build a whole marketing and communication program, and the brewers are actually now engaged in creating their own marketing and communication plans. So the Quality Awards fits within that context of building awareness, and will be strategic objectives within the plans themselves. So yes, you'll be seeing a lot more of the logos in the countries as they roll out the programs.
Okay, and Ms. Brown, how do you feel?
When I got the call, I asked, "You serious?" I didn't expect it, really. So I asked him, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes, you are." I was like, "Okay." And he so happened to call me like 2 days after my birthday. So I was like, okay, birthday present.
Yeah, lovely. Wow, lovely present. And of course, we'll be seeing a lot more of this image this year and in the years to come.
Yes, indeed, because of course, that is the whole point. We now have, if I might use the term, an icon to then identify the program with. So it would feature on paraphernalia, in whatever activities we have, it will be present, and anything coming out of this process from here on. That is what we will use to identify it.
Okay, so we're going to take another break, and when we come back from the break, we should be joined by Alan Michael. He's the Standardization Officer with responsibility for metrology. Stay tuned, we'll be right back here on Against the Backdrop.